Hey guys, how's it going? Tubanu20 here. I'm feeling a bit awkward. It's been a really long time since I've done anything like this, like a full screen video and everything with facecam. But thing is, taiko history has been made of central nucleus DTFC somehow after like 7 years, yeah, more than 7 years since it came out, or like a little bit over like 6 years and since it was ranked and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, we have watched several top players fail this map across the years. Let's actually get going into us already. All right, so I'll be here in the corner while you watch my stuff. Here is the score we will be talking about. There's actually two scores, okay? There's one with DT. I have it here on my locals. There's one with DT. Well, NC, it's the same thing. DT and HDDT, okay? So, any notable differences between DT and NC? Well, NC is perhaps easier to act with, according to some players. I don't know. I don't use Hiton, so I wouldn't know. So yeah, this is crazy score. I mean, it's a very popular map. I don't know why. Back in the day, it was, nowadays with DT, it seems to be 9.38 stars. Back in the day, it was 9.99. So perhaps that's why it was so popular. Maybe it was like a PP map or something with DT. For top players, of course, right? This is absolutely inhuman. Only for Koreans. And no, sorry, only for the Japanese. And some Koreans, perhaps. But yeah, you will be watching the replay now with DT, or like some snippets of it, and we will be talking about it, okay? Great, so what a crazy score, right? And then of course that's with DT. Then with HDDT, it's pretty much the same thing. Just, I mean, the tapping is the same, the only thing that changes is like visually, but 260, 263, right? 263 BPM with HD shouldn't be like okay, like the main difficulty here is to tap this with DT and good accuracy and everything, and FC this. That's the biggest. You see here's the leaderboards. Let's take a look at them. You should be seeing them, right? Yeah. Let's take a look at the leaderboards because they are crazy. Okay, I don't have also support, so I will be using a bot tool here. But yeah, you can see countless top players failing this through the years. All of them are very good, solid players, and very famous ones too. Like, I know all of these pretty much. Okay, except this one. I don't know this one. But yeah, you will see a lot of familiar names here because lots of top players have failed this through the years. And all of a sudden, after 8 years, we were waiting for this day to come, and suddenly here it is. Countless top players. Oh, I have my friend here as well, but he's with 1.3. We don't see that. Okay, pretend this doesn't exist. But yeah, just crazy leaderboards with just very few misses from top players. But all of these players are like top of the top, by the way. They're like the most dominant players in the game by far, like Jamiri, Nameless, Applers, Silver Tyrant, Neuron, Yu, Nanas. They're all Kiyoshi even too. They're all like the best players in the world, and suddenly we have this with a really solid accuracy too, by the way. There's like a huge gap in accuracy here. It's very hard to act this map because it's 1/4 plus 1/6 plus 1/8. Like, the tapping is so insane that it's hard to, for some reason, it's hard to tap tech, okay? It's hard to get good accuracy in tech maps. If this was a normal stream map, all of this will maybe be like 99% accuracy. So this is another difficulty, right? The accuracy. So really solid accuracy, 98.65 with DT, and with HDDT, very similar accuracy. Where is it? Sorry, I have lost track of it. Here it is. Yeah, so very similar difficulties, very similar accuracies between HDDT and DT, okay? So the main difficulty comes from the tapping, right? The reading, for a normal human like you and me, we play normal and we get 99% accuracy, and we turn on HD and we get 80% accuracy. But these guys are so inhuman that it's just the tapping that it's hard. So HDDT doesn't affect their accuracy as much, as you can see, like throughout the leaderboards and everything. And then we have ESET as well. ESET does affect accuracy. Okay, you can see slightly higher accuracies with the ESET across the leaderboard, but no FCs. Okay, no FCs with EZDT, HDDT. I forgot the EZDT leaderboard here actually, so I am sorry about that. Let me cut this part or something. Cut out this part of the video. Let me. There, this is the leaderboard with EZDT. I have forgotten this one up there. And yeah, it's just EZDT, HDDT, DT. That was across all those 4 leaderboards. This is the only FC throughout like 7-8 years. Okay, now let's. I would like to check the replay. Like I know you have just watched this, but let's check it throughout. Let's check it more thoroughly in detail. Like, why is this map so hard? You know, I want to. Obviously, I don't know. I'm just like a crappy 3-digit hard stuck in 600 since like 1 year ago. So I don't know why this is so hard either. Okay. But I have played maps like this. I played it no mod. I played maps like this without DT, of course. I'm not as inhuman as these guys. So I will try to do my best to explain where the difficulty stems from. Now, obviously, you play the map and it. Okay, this is the easy part. You know, only 1/4. Obviously, it has tricky doublets and whatnot, but that is not challenging at this top player level. And here comes the insanity, right? In the KIs, there's plenty of 1/6 and 1/8 with various patterns, right? Like the patterns are so changing. Like for example, take a look at this pattern, and then here comes a pattern that is completely different. You know, the patterns are very messed up. They're tricky to read. They are there's a lot of variety in patterns. And okay, obviously 1/6 and 1/8 is very hard to tap at this BPM. This is a very speedy map. Okay, I should have brought with me a calculator. I wish I did, honestly. Be right back. Okay, so I just grabbed a calculator. So basically, all of the 1/4 patterns you can see. 1/4 is like tuku, 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 tuku. It's a stream, right? In taiko, 1/4 patterns that are continuous in notes, we call them streams. There aren't any streams in this map, and not any 1/4 stream, but all of this is 263 BPM, right? The parts outside the KIs. So they are quote unquote easy, at least compared to the disrespect, right? They are very, again, quote unquote easy. I cannot play this thing, but they can play this very comfortably at top player level. So this is 263 BPM, right? But then the KI comes in. Well, all the 3 KIs are more or less similar. They just have different patterns, but in difficulty they are similar. Maybe I think the third one is like longer, and maybe I should check that in the editor right now. Yeah, here, take a look. The third KI is longer, so that might drain a lot more stamina. Again, I have no idea, okay? I'm not at top player level. I can't think like them. I can't process this with DT, but you know, if I were to play this with DT, this would be scary. You know, I have a huge chunk of like, how much does this last? For like 1 minute. Okay, 40 seconds. 40 seconds of this with DT. Okay, I can't preview it with DT here in the editor, but it's like 40 seconds of this insanity, okay? 40 seconds of this non-stop. Like, that's massive stamina. Okay, so again, Taiko is a game about patterns, okay? And the easiest maps in the game are the ones which have repetitive patterns. The same goes for like Osu Standard and other game modes. But here there's like such variety of patterns. You know, here you have this pattern, okay, 1/4 plus 1/6. These quads that you see, by the way, the ones that are tight, they are, okay, I have legit brought my calculator for this. They are almost 400 BPM, okay, 394.5 BPM, these quads, okay. So that's already like very high in BPM, but they are spammed everywhere and with different colors, different patterns, right? So it's like, I don't know how to compare to other game modes, but it's like tapping such a wide variety of patterns at 400 BPM in the middle of streams. It's insane. It's insane. No more, it's kind of easy. Again, you need to like read the variety of patterns. You need to, and these triplets that you see here, all throughout the map, you see this blue triplet here. There are also red ones. Let's check for a red one as well. There's another blue one here. Let's see if I can find any red one. Oh, sheesh. Where was it? So this is even more variety of patterns. Here, you see this red thing here? this red one and these red ones and the blue ones, they are all throughout the map, so you have to be consistent at them. There's not like a few of these patterns. There are a lot of these patterns. You want to know how much BPM these are? I shouldn't be using my calculator for this, but they are 526 BPM. So this is like A+ levels of insanity, or maybe even beyond A+ levels of insanity, because A+ has 5 misses. Right? Not even A+ can FC this. Okay, so five misses is obviously like very close to an FC. Like, let's not get ourselves wrong. These are all top players. No one can play like this. You can't play like this. I can't play like this. No one can. Only Japanese people and Koreans, I guess, and like Neuren and Applers and Silver Tyrant. But yeah, these are all like top of the top player scores. But not even Applers who does play stuff at this BPM, like 520, 540, and that's like the most BPM I have ever seen. Without counting, of course, like the combats with TL beating, of course. I'm talking about like real maps here with real patterns, variety in colors and whatnot. So not just brain dead mashing, but also like reading and whatnot. So A+ does play some 520, 540 BPM stuff, but not even him can FC this, right? So this is just such a breakthrough in taiko. It's what I'm trying to convey. I don't know how to explain this to you because I don't even know how to explain it to myself. And then you add HD on it and you get the same score like it's nothing. You get pretty much the same accuracy, again FC, right? So HD for these players, they're so good that HD doesn't add to any difficulty for them in this map. Like they can play HD and no mod on this. Okay, HDDT and DT, and with ESET or without ESET alike, these mods aren't. They can play with or without ESET or HD alike in this map, right? I mean, to be fair, it is not. It is a good BPM for HD or like ESET, so it doesn't. If it was a different BPM, a different map, HD and ESET can make the map challenging. But for them, they are like. The hardest thing is the tapping and like the gameplay. That's what I mean. The hardest part is the gameplay. You can then add like HD. You can cover their eyes, but they will play it regardless, right? Even if the notes are invisible. The hardest part is the tapping. It's just such a variety of patterns. Is for the guys who, for those of you who do play also taiko, these are called like 1/4 + 1. 1/4 + 1/6 streams, right? At 263 BPM, and if that wasn't insane enough, there's also 1/8 triplets, right? So let's add it like here, I don't know, like 1/8 triplets. This is very unconventional, by the way. I'm just trying to. This is not actual notation. I'm just trying to notate that there are 1/8 triplets in these streams as well, and then you have like a huge variety of patterns on top of that, right? Plus stamina, right? Because it's like very sections that last for really long. This lasts for really long. Does this really last for 40 seconds? It looked like more in the editor. But yeah, you can see here, we can analyze the patterns here on the editor. This pattern is so fucked up for me. I'm DDKK, so, and these guys are mostly KDDK, so I don't know how KDDK works. I don't know how, if this player is KDDK, which he most probably is, I don't know how he taps these patterns. It's a different tapping playstyle. But if I were to play this, like this is a different pattern than like this, it's a different pattern than this, there's no repeated patterns. It's changing all the time, and it's so uncomfortable to play, okay? It looks easy in the editor, but when you play it, it's like your fingers strip up. They just strip up. Because it's such just a huge variety of messed up patterns. I was almost gonna say a bad word. Huge variety of messed up patterns at an excruciating BPM with constant 526 triplets. That's what the map has to offer. That's, if you ask me what is hard about this map, that's what I say. I don't know if that's where the actual difficulty stems from, but that's what is most likely for me. So yeah, I just wanted to provide like some commentary, especially for those of you who don't play much taiko or who may not understand like why is this score so important. Like it looks the same as this or this or this, right? It's what sets this score apart from other scores in similar maps. If I were to, I can't think of any map right now, but any other similar map will have not only not so much BPM and not these 526 BPM triplets, but they will also have much less variety in 1/6 patterns. So it's less techy, okay? When tech maps have less variety in their patterns, they become less techy. They become less uncomfortable, less tricky, right? If you grab this pattern and you replace everything with the same thing, it becomes so less hard, right? The difficulty comes from the colors, not only from the very fast tapping, but also the variety in patterns, because the variety in visual patterns then translate. It's not just hard to read. Maybe it's not even hard to read for them, but it's hard to tap as well. It's so speedy, right? It's hard to not mess up with different tapping patterns, right? If it's the same pattern over and over again, you can kind of build muscle memory. But if it's, sorry, I should go full screen for this, right? If you replace all of the patterns in the map with like the same colors, it's almost like mashing, right? It's like the same pattern over and over again. But because it's such a huge variety of patterns, it's suddenly, even for like, I don't know how it affects each playstyle. For DDKK, it affects our playstyle because some patterns are very heavy on our weak hand. I don't know how this works for KDDK or for like full art and whatnot, but some patterns can be trickier than others. But even then, if all patterns were equally as difficult, they're so varied that you need to adapt to that at such a high BPM with stamina, with speed. So I guess that's why. But yeah, just like huge congratulations to this guy. And I kind of wanted to try to shine some light on like, why is this score so important historically and why is it so difficult? So yeah, a large amount of top players attempted this in the end, attempted this over the years and failed. And finally someone got it after like 6-7 years. So this is a huge breakthrough in taiko. And I'm looking forward to many more players like FCing this. You know how things are in skill push in video games. Once someone achieves a score that was thought as impossible, then many more follow down the line. And I'm excited for those scores as well, okay? I'm excited to see more and more players achieving this. Maybe it can be you, maybe it can be me. No, just kidding. we're not gonna get this in a lifetime. Sorry to tell you that. Sorry to be this blunt about it. Maybe you can get it with no one if you really feel like it, or like with HD and you can pretend you are like this guy's signer. Okay, one last thing that I'm really interested about and that I do want to bring up. Oh, hold on. I'm so silly. I almost forgot to resize my thing back to normal. Yeah, one last thing that I wanted to bring up is this player's profile is so weird. They are number 6 global, okay, but when you check the rankings, do you see these little arrows that this is a recent update, by the way? It's not they added this recently to the Osu website, where it's like trading. It's like the trading stonks. Nah, not really. But yeah, they added this thing where it's like if you have recently increased your rank or lowered your rank, you know, this +2, what it means is that this player was Kitafuma used to be like 48 and now they're 46. And for example, Miuchi must have been 33 and then they decreased 6 ranks and now they're 40, right? But look at this sign-on player. Plus 340, right? And it used to even be worse before. This is a screenshot that Ender, Ender, like, I wonder if I can find them. Where is Ender? Here. This guy Ender, okay, he's a top player, he's a very involved person in the community. He posted this screenshot in Twitter. And I was like, what? 400 ranks, like look at how little variety, look at how little these players move. Like, if I were to show you this, you are like, I don't know, oh, plus 23, wow, that's so impressive compared to like the tiny numbers here, but all of a sudden it's like 410. What are you talking to me about? Like A plus 8, for you to have an idea, this is like such a breakthrough. And by the way, A plus goes to number 1 on the reward. If you want me to make a video about that, by the way, please hit me up. Please tell me to do so. I would love to do a video on like A plus, not a very not a really well documented video, but just improvised commentary like this, like trying to shine some light on the importance of each of these players, because they are all like so different and have such a rich story. They have different play styles, different stories. So it's so nice to look at their history and their how they are as people, how they are as players. So if you want me to bring up, like for example, Shinchi is like stamina, Peaceful is HD, HR, Acciding is speed, Appler's is even more speed, but Acciding adds HD onto it. And Sinon, now he has gotten a place as the tech god, or like the speed god, or like the techie speed, stamina, all stuff god, I guess. But yeah, this player's profile is so weird. Like they have just 80 hours of playtime. How come that they have just 80 hours of playtime, right? Maybe they used to play on like a private server, or like on, probably not on other accounts, but yeah, they have so few hours online, like maybe they have a lot of hours offline or on some other private server or whatever. With Scorby 2 doesn't, you don't count the hours with Scorby 2. They don't get counted because it's offline. It's like playing offline. So yeah, I don't know. He popped out of nowhere. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It's not like a top player with, you remember the leaderboard that I showed you? Like all the, oh sorry, not that. Here, you see all these guys with like a bunch of misses. They are all top players that have been playing this game for like thousands of hours, 1,000 or 2,000 hours, and they have been playing this game for like 5, 10, 12 years or so. But suddenly this guy pops out of nowhere. Like when did he create his account, for example? He created his account a little over just 2 years ago, and he has like 80 hours of playtime. And I'm telling you that these guys have 1,200 hours of play. 80 just online. Of course, he must have more offline or something. Like there's no way a human can pull something like this off in 80 hours. But it's weird that they just have 80 online hours, right? I think they are legit. I don't think they are hacker. Like I do want to bring this up just in case. Like it is suspicious that a player is this good with just 80 hours of playtime. If you look at his best performance scores too, these, the ones we just looked at, Central Nucleus with DT, or like for example Fake Promise with DT, Fake Promise. It is a very similar map to Central Nucleus, just lots and lots of time less tricky, but it is a similar like techie map, and they seem to do well at it as well. They have like HDDT with good accuracy. They have the best HDDT accuracy on the leaderboard, so they do seem to be, if you look at these two scores, you are like, oh, they are very good at tech in general. But then you look at the top plays, and these are stamina plays. Of course, because it's like the current PP system. Only stamina gives PP nowadays, not tech. Yeah, if you look at the play we just saw, like Central Nucleus, 1,041 PP, and it should be like one of the best plays ever, and it's not, right? It's only like, it's like number 36. It's number 8 on his top plays, where it should be like number 1 by far. It's way better than anything else here on the best performance thing. But yeah, it's curious, very curious that he has a bunch of very difficult tech plays and speed plays, but he also has a bunch of stamina plays, and all of that in just 80 hours. Like, how come? If he was a tech and speed one trick, I could understand, but he's not just a one trick. He also has like stamina. Well, you do need stamina to pull Central Nucleus off anyway, but not nearly enough stamina as like Aletheia DT or Jovi DT. Like these are like 300 BPM streams and 330 BPM for Jomi Jory. Like, what are you talking to me about? Yeah, these top plays are, yeah. He also has, I don't know what this is, by the way. I'm just curious. Okay, okay. Oh, wait, what? Oh my goodness, I didn't even see this score. Why is no one talking about this? Is anyone talking about this? No one is talking about this. Sinon, what the fuck? GG's. I mean, this map, by the way, Nuren's score, it used to be like one of the highest PP plays in rework, by the way. Not right now, because PP system is garbage, but they are trying to code reworks and whatnot, and this play was already like huge for me. So imagine this one. It's like, what? So they are a tech god. We are witnessing the birth, and it was just 3 days ago, by the way. And the other play we have seen before, the Central Nucleus one, also 3 days ago, right? And the Fake Promise one was 80 minutes ago. They are popping off. We are witnessing a tech speed god rise up in the taiko community, and I think at the very least it deserves like our respect and our, it's just, it's worth seeing his rise. You know, even if you don't, even if you don't play taiko or you don't, it's just worth watching this and sharing this with friends and whatnot, and trying to convey to them like how insane this is. It's hard to explain how insane this is, but it's like one of the biggest pop-offs I have ever seen in taiko, aside of like Apple's recent pop-off, which I can briefly look into. I know that this video wasn't supposed to be about Applers, it was supposed to be about sign-on. But if you want me to do a video about Applers, I would love to do it because I know a lot more about his playstyle. I don't have the exact same playstyle as him, but I know how Applers taps. You know, I know his playstyle for a bit, and I have a kind of similar. I have a similar skill set than him, so it would be really interesting to see. You know, you see here, 11 days ago, 19 days ago. Okay, yeah, actually on the reward though. Give me a second. Right, so here we have Applers, which up until recently he was this is the reward website, by the way. It's a website that has, you know, the actual rewards happen in GitHub, but because some of us mortals aren't that good with coding, this is an interface that is helpful to us mortals. There's a lot of reworks here. If you don't know what a rework is, I don't know how to explain, how to put it in simple words, but it's like different ways of algorithmically measuring like how good is a play. How good is a player? Like, should they be number 1 in the world? Should they be number 1,000 in the world? Should they be like 6 digits, you know? So yeah, that's what a rework is. It's a way of measuring of like how much value does each player and score has, right? And that is assigned a numerical value, okay? It assigns numerical value statistics to plays and players. Now, up until recently, Applers was number 1 by far. Okay, now seemingly they have gotten just a little bit under number 1, now they're number 2. It doesn't matter, okay? This is constantly being worked upon. This is constantly being modified with coding and whatnot. But if you check Apple's plays, if you check the dates, you know, 29 December, there's a lot of them. This is in order, by the way. And a lot of his best plays were on the 29th of December. So this is all very recent. We are watching players rise and develop. And Applers is a player with a lot more trajectory. He has been playing for like, since 2010, so like 14, almost 15 years now, I think. Definitely for like, he has been around for 12, 14 years playing taiko. I don't know how many hours of playtime he has, but he has played for a lot of years, that's what I mean. And they have popped off, they have done this crazy pop-off of insane scores very, very recently, just a few weeks ago, you know, two weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or so. So if you want me to do a video about talking a bit about this place, hopefully not as long as this one, but if you want me to briefly go over this place and Apple's trajectory and what's his playstyle or what are the general, maybe another video about like what does each player here have distinctly, you know, because they are all like specialized in different things. So it would be nice to cover, it would be nice to do a video about like many different players, like what is the top of each player, what is each player's main skill set, what do they each specialize in. I think that would be really interesting to cover and to try to bring down to a non-taiko player level or to someone who like doesn't understand a whole lot of the game. That would be like really cool if you are down for it. If you're not down for it, then I don't know if I will make it or not. But yeah, I don't know, hopefully this video wasn't too long, hopefully you enjoyed it. And I'll be looking forward to like many more great scores from like Sino and Applers, many more DTFCs on Central Nucleus or even Hub the Maps, who knows? Only the future will tell, and I'm all in for this future. And I want to do this too, I want to achieve this too. Probably not gonna happen, but yeah, it really motivates me to play, right? To see these scores, it motivates me to improve in taiko, and it's just a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun for the win along. the latest super difficult scores that players are achieving. So yeah, hopefully you found this interesting too. Even if you found this at least 1% as interesting and fun as I found it, then you must have enjoyed it like a whole lot. So yeah, see ya, bye, and have a nice rest of your day. And if you want any more videos like this, please let me know. Please don't be too harsh on me in the comments if you didn't like it. Okay, bye.